into it, it'll pass faster. You see what I mean? So it's all kinds of intelligences that are there
Uh-huh.
that we unlock and tap into as we continue to gain. Just pick it out, play with it, talk about it. Everybody is very intelligent. You just
Yeah.
have to talk about that fact. You see, very, very smart people.
Right.
Everybody's very smart. Your intuition is on point. It's clicking at different points, and it's make it make sense. Connect the dots.
Yeah, yeah. Connecting dots now when you said about that remind about how the eagle, the prey birds go into the storm.
Yeah,
But didn't know about the bison do the same thing, but it makes sense. And there's
yeah,
gotta be a sea animal that would go to the mother hurricane too. There's gotta be animals that go to it.
yeah,
And then we said, because they know when you go to it, you come out faster because you just pass through it. Oh, we back
yeah,
now. Which
yep,
is which is why that thing of going inside, facing your fears. Don't bury the shit because it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. You run from it, it's chasing you. You're gonna be in it for a while. But if you
hmm,
face it, sit down with it, feel it, let what this shit feel like. Be
yep,
with it. It'll
yep,
pass through right on quickly.
yep,
Some good shit.
yeah, man.
Man.
I'm telling like for,
Yeah.
you mentioned you mentioned the sea. Oh, some good shit. You mentioned the sea.
Yeah,
The
yeah. It's
sea.
yeah, it's in the air.
Yeah, it's like a sea animal that goes through and does all kinds of wild stuff, right? So you got a marlin, right? A marlin, that fish can swim 50 to 60 miles an hour, right? That's that swordfish with the long
Like a
sword
cheetah.
tail. Right, right. Just all through there.
That's the cheetah of the sea.
Exactly. And they can only get certain clips of it. You can't get because it's so fast. It's gone. You don't have anything to follow a marlin through the ocean. You know how far these things swim? Like they over here in the Atlantic Ocean,
Uh,
they can swim over to Africa just like that. Be like, yo, we taking a trip. We going. Hit the jump. We gonna
Hmm.
get.
ah,
You see what I'm saying? You got connected to everywhere. You're in the
oh
water.
man. Oh man.
I want to share
Oh
something
man.
about the dolphin.
Mhm.
I don't know. Is a marlin a mammal?
No, it's a fish.
Okay, a dolphin is a mammal.
Mammal, yes.
Right. And so, dolphins are considered to be very intelligent.
Yes, they
It
are.
is it is against the law to interact for a human to
Yes.
interact without permission
Mm-hmm.
with a dolphin. The gentleman that began Greenpeace, the gentleman who began Greenpeace, he actually that was something that he actually began training whales and training other mammals, from the sea, and he saw that the intelligence was there. He was able to harness that intelligence. They made it illegal before he did it, but because he had done so much, it's like now it's prosecutable by law. But he actually he had done some things. They had told him some things,
It's crazy.
uh, and gave him some information, and he wasn't supposed to share it and all that kind of stuff. So it made it illegal for you to interact with a dolphin because of the secrets that they could reveal to you.
Yeah, dolphins are highly telepathic. They're
Hmm.
very telepathic. So when you got
They
some
they
people
made
that
it they made it illegal for the citizens.
right, right, yeah, because they talk to you. They'll tell you
I have
stuff. They'll tell you about home. Where do you think they got the movie Avatar from? Fucking talking to dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Talking to a
Mm.
dolphin. He told you all that stuff. You think these people just created that stuff? They just made it up with their creative mind? Where do you think they got the stories from? You see what I'm saying? It's like, yo, they can talk to you. They tell you. They people, kids and stuff like that. Kids that are highly telepathic, they talk to them in their head. Adults don't know where the shit came from because adults don't study that shit. They don't study telepathy. They don't know how it is. They talk about it all the time. Mothers, they talk about the connections that they have with their kids and so forth and so on. But they don't associate that with the fact that, yes, you're talking to spirit. It's spirit out there. Same thing. Dolphins are very much capable. Whales are very much capable. It's another world that they're in that we're
Ooh.
tapping into. And we think, we in our stuckness,
Yeah.
we like, oh yeah, well, whatever. No, that ain't real. Nigga, how the fuck did you think that shit if it ain't real?
Yeah, they communicate in frequency. And I would liken it to when a infant is in the womb, how they communicate. It actually can hear what the mother is saying and music and all that kind of stuff, but it is already in constant communication with source, hearing through frequency. In my opinion, that's very similar to what's going on with the dolphin. Although the dolphin makes that sonar noise or that sonic noise more.
That's the same. He's saying the same thing. Sonic, sonar, frequency, that's all sound. All of that's just different ways to say sound. You see what I'm saying? So hard, rough surface, jagged edge. All of these are just different synonyms to say the same thing. So sonar is sound navigation. It's sound. It's sound. That's what bats use. That's why they don't run into things, because they can feel the electromagnetic waves that a particular object carries, which allows them to swerve the other way. That's why they fly so swift and stuff, because they over here, over here. So
Well, now
That's
since
what
you
Ray
brought up,
Charles used, sonar.
right,
When
right.
he was tapping that
Yes.
cane, you hear that sound come back. Where
Yes.
he at with the cane. That sonar.
Yes.
Ray
Yes.
Charles.
but
Exactly. He explained that in the bus when he was talking to the guy. I read. Yes. Yes.
when COVID came out, initially it was said, or it was, it was said that the bats were, because remember it said it was a bat flu or something. They were saying that it was caused by bats or whatever. At least I don't know if you remember, but I remember that. And
I remember that.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that shit.
yeah, but
Hmm.
one of the things I found out at that time was that the sonar, the satellite, when it's emitting at 15G, which anywhere from 10 to 15G, it interferes with the bat sonar and it gives them a false signal because they actually are attracted to that signal. And so that signal is what one of them would be emitting to let them know, hey, I'm over here, come over here with me. And so they were flying into the satellite. They were actually, bombarding the satellite with, hitting it and falling and dying and that kind of thing. They were
Artificial
getting,
resonance.
right, they were getting the sonar that's equivalent to what they would normally be reading, but it was, from a satellite. So
Right.
that's something that I had heard, that frequency also affects us and actually can cause harm in us, which reminds me of when I used to play this sonar thing to get rid of the, mice or rats or whatever. Once I started playing it, that's when I'm in a place where I'm not sure how well I'm received, but the birds started talking to me. The birds started saying, "Hey, if you keep
Child,
playing
you
that
an it?
noise."
What you mean receive? Nigga, you it.
So,
You don't
so the
receive
birds
today.
started telling
You
me,
it.
stop playing that sonar. They said it's not only affecting you, it's affecting the dogs and the cats and everything else in humans. It's affecting me. So the bird said, I need you to stop playing that. And I said, well, I need those squirrels to stop stomping on my ceiling. so the bird bartered a deal and asked the squirrels to stop, dancing on my ceiling. And for 2 years, that agreement, that sacred agreement, has held. 7 years I had all of this, noise on my ceiling. 7 years. And so finally, for 2 years, and that's how I know it was real. Because as of then, when that bird bartered that deal, I hadn't had any more until recently. I've had to actually have a few moments of communication with the squirrels to update them and remind them of that sacred agreement that was made. And as soon as I make that clear to them, then they calm down, which is basically me going
Maybe it's
in
a generational
telepathically.
thing.
Right.
Them know the peace
It
tree.
could be because, it's been
It got
some that
something.
have been born up there. Hmm?
Okay.
That's see, you
Got
reminded
some
them of the peace
got some
treaty.
tie-ins.
Exactly. Exactly. And for sacred purposes, I asked, I believe it was Maybe I need to every 2 years update the contract.
Yeah,
Have
it
a
would make
re-election.
sense. It would make sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of that thing is rich. Precious Mother Love. We want to do a recap before we get too far gone because there's a lot of
Mhm.
connections here. Beginning with the end. The telepathy with the squirrels. Going back earlier with the sonar. The sonar and the telepathy. That's who we. That's who we are. That's what we do because everything is frequency. We are it.
Frequency.
And
Hmm.
all that exists is energy, just in one form or another. That's all that exists. We are it. We are energy. We are the totality of all the energy, just in a limited capacity. Until we remember that with the fullness thereof. And so, when it was spoke about the law, said it's illegal to do this, that, and the other. This is where we bridge in now. The devil. What's the devil? Which comes up. Precious Mother Love story is an example. My person give an example, but first he talks about it when she's talked about the frequency to assist the squirrels. There was like some tension going on. Like, nigga, this is my place. You making too much noise. I got shit to do. I'm
Mhm.
it. I got shit to do. You just nigga don't want to meditate and shit. You do make another goddamn noise. You gotta go. You gotta go. And so what she did was to get rid of them. Then she got a word that hey, that's not the best. That's not the most holistic way to do it. Now at that point, she could have said, who are you to tell her? You ain't got to deal with this shit. And if it's working, we're going to keep doing it. My person saying that would have been the devil. However, God says, well, okay. Well, what's the best way to do it? And she took that advice in a more harmonious way, which included her telepathy of communicating like God and the devil about Job and like Yeshua about get thee behind me. You just really communicate with the devil for real, for real. Ain't nothing evil. It's just you. So you have a conversation with the stuff in the most harmonious way. And so now the thing was the devil's in you. This is where it gets interesting right here. Because what we're suggesting is that say, who is the devil? You. Why is that? Because the devil is, we got the yin and the yang. That's as simple as that. If you got
Are
God,
you
what's the opposite of
crazy?
God? The devil. Right. And if God's inside you, the motherfucking devil got to be in there too. Because we even growing up, nigga say,
Yeah,
oh, ain't nothing but the devil in it. Look, especially
yeah,
down south, ain't nothing but
yeah.
the devil in that boy. You do some shit, there ain't nothing but the devil in that boy. People say the devil in it. Even Yeshua himself had to cast the motherfucking demons out, right? He had to cast the demons out.
Bro, let
So
me
there's
go.
demons. And see, it would seem like if angels are in heaven, demons are in hell. And if the
Yeah,
motherfucking demons inside you, evidently hell is inside you too, because they're coming from the hell inside you, coming out. Which is why
yeah.
they say
Mm.
that God, the devil's inside you.
You know,
So there's some shit that just came up and said make it real simple. How this church and
yeah.
devil thing. Right. And so we said, so we said, oh, if the devil's inside, God's inside, so what's the purpose of the devil then? Simple separation. Because creation in and of itself, we say it's an illusion, is not real. That's all that motherfucking devil. Because we saying we separate. We gotta go, we on this motherfucking phone, seeing people over here, we separate, but we
Mhm,
all at the same time we say it's ain't but one love. But nah, nigga, you walk in front of a truck, you may get pow. That hurt. There's
mhm,
separation. You touch fire, you get burnt. There's separation. So the devil is simply separation in a sense. In a
mhm,
sense. However, what most people have done when the devil is at his most extreme, they want to label it as bad because they don't understand the connection of it just the extreme of good, which is the extreme separation. Especially when the human mind get involved, and we says we're going to intentionally separate
mhm.
to
Right.
cause not a return, not for the evolution of this energy, not to
Mhm,
assist this energy, whether it be the plant, the animal, another human being, not to assist it in returning back to the source, but to assist it in going further away from source, further separation. If the goal is to have you go further away from separation, then we'll say, oh, that's the devil, because you're going opposite of God.
mhm,
However, in order to see the devil, that is separation. In order to see God, that is separation. You can be like, well, we're gonna be one with God. That's a separation. So that implies you're the devil because you're separate.
mhm,
So
mhm.
this is how we just simplify. Does that make any sense at all? How God and the devil's on this side. Who the devil is you. If you choose to be intentionally the devil with the extreme form of it, they will say, oh, that's the devil because you going to such an intent, planning out how to separate niggas from being God. They say, "Oh, that's a devil," and you go just as hard for saying you are it. They say, "Oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
God." That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. I admit we God because
Right.
we are making that connection, returning back and saying, "Hey, y'all, let's talk about it because you
Right.
it." And if
Right.
you believe you it, let's talk about your journey on being it.
Now and then
Uh
and
huh.
to
So
add
you,
on to the to add on to that journey, right?
yeah,
What did he do
right,
when he went? He went out into the desert, right? And he was out there for 40 days
right,
and 40 nights. And then what did he say? He
uh huh,
said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." You see what I'm saying?
right,
When he came, because apparently
right.
he came
Follow
and
me.
tempted him with all kind of shit. He's like, "Get thee behind me, Satan." Right? Now, that wording was
Right.
kind of funny because if that's your enemy, I personally don't want my enemy behind my back. I want to keep that motherfucker where I can see him.
Duh.
You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
that to me automatically like, yo, that's a friend. That's somebody that's like, get thee behind me to give me strength to go through all of this stuff and da da da. But it's a twist or a play. It could be a play on words, or that's the way I see it. It's like
Right.
because he
At
went
this,
out there and he did
yeah.
all that shit.
Right.
Yeah,
At the same time, this is always both of them. At the same time, get thee behind me, like he told the disciple, follow me, and I'll make you fishermen of men.
mm-hmm,
Satan, get behind me,
mm-hmm.
and you good.
You
I'll
same
show you how
thing.
to parlay this thing.
Right.
Because we know who you are. Follow me. I know you because I am you. I'm gonna show you how to parlay this thing.
Yeah.
And that breaks down to us now, Tony. This is what we said. Good cop, bad cop. You see this?
Yeah.
'Cause both are needed.
Right.
So it's like if the bad cop come up when ideally maybe the good cop because we got the same goal in mind, it may be perceived as that's the motherfucking devil. That's
Mm-hmm.
bad.
Right.
That's
Right.
bad. It's like that's not how the way the devil uses separation. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a time to use the devil's separation to say, hey, boom, this is how you do it. And even Yeshua with that separation metaphor because of the Osirian resurrection story, it's the ego. Satan is the ego. So even at a metaphysical level, when you say get thee behind me, he's saying lower self, follow the higher self. And when the lower self follow the higher self, then you become intimate.
Mm-hmm.
Back to intimate. Then when you intimate with the lower self and the higher self, the God and the devil, then
Mm.
you're one with yourself, which means you're one with all things. And
Mm-hmm.
this is why the non-judgment, is when you clarity on non-judgment. Nigga gotta judge some shit now. You gotta judge some shit for real. Yeah, that's the devil. You gotta judge some shit. Now
Mm.
the devil comes when you judge some shit and you want to change it. You have strong passion about want to change it. That may be the devil. However, but just to judge it, I don't fuck with you because that's where you are. That's just separation. But you say, I don't fuck with you. In fact, you fucking up. You should be like this. I'm gonna help you be like this because you may not want to be, but I'm gonna help you to change. You don't want to change.
That
That's like that devilish shit. So again, it's like how
so
do you use that separation, which is the devil, so it's not called a devil. It's in harmony, so it's called God.
match the
There's that
energy.
battle between God and the devil. You use it is what it is. You yeah.
So this
Yeah, drink
this
some
keeps
water
hitting
now.
me
We
now
feel like
because you that whole the way
there
you
was a lot
brought
of
that
shit.
in.
It was a little bit of time.
Right. Bro, match the energy. Match the energy. So it's like because I'm sitting there trying to wonder, right? So Jesus, right? So he comes down off the mountain, right? And the disciples didn't, they were up there, but they didn't do the same thing he did. But when he was up there, he came down and he's immediately casting out demons and shit. So if he's not, because if he's casting them out and then you say you're raising the
Uh huh.
energy so that it's in harmony. So now let's say we got Jesus, who is also the devil, and then he sees this other lesser devil rolling in, and then he raises his devil, and then that devil's like, whoa, 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 nigga, I don't want no problems. I'm good. I'm good. You crazier than me. Let me go ahead and calm down. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right. Right.
I
Right.
thought I
Right.
was
Right. Right.
breathing
Right.
in here, but you
Right.
know
Right.
something.
Right.
You know what's going on. And because the disciples, they couldn't do it. They didn't know. They couldn't match this nigga's crazy. You see what I'm saying? They was like, man, wait till Jesus get here. Wait till Jesus get here.
Right.
And then Jesus comes down off the mountain all lit up and shit. That's the Mount of Transfiguration where he turned into light. And then he came back down and the disciples were like,
Mm,
yo, Jesus, Jesus,
mm,
yo, get this nigga, get this nigga. And then he was like, yo, he was like, what's going on?
right.
And then he said, and then he did his thing. So then afterwards, the disciple was like, yo, G, how the fuck did you do that? We've been sitting here trying to do that all day. He was like, yo, that shit, that type of demon only comes out by fasting and
Right.
praying. Obviously, you niggas have been down here eating while I've been up on the fucking mountain, which is why you can't cast out these demons. It's very simple. You see what I'm saying? But we want to put the blame on something else. You wasn't up there.
Hmm.
You didn't go there. You didn't do the work that was necessary
Right.
to get your ass in
Right.
position to be able to cast out these demons. Simple. So do the work.
Right.
And he would always talk
Right.
shit.
Oh,
He talked shit to all
ooh.
of them. Don't be fooled by that Bible bullshit where they said, "Oh, thou
Right.
the soul holy." Nah, he was talking to these motherfuckers. He was like, "Look, you 12 niggas that's sitting here that said y'all wanted to do this. I told you what the requirements were, what you had to do, blah, blah, blah. It's not some easy fucking road that you just roll down and it's all bitches and glory and all this beautiful stuff. You
Right.
will get there, but the road that we travel is the
Oh,
shadow of the valley of death. It's the shadow. You see
that's
what I'm saying?
right.
The valley of the shadow of death.
That's right.
That shit don't look, that shit ain't peaches and
But you
cream and
just
roses and all that bullshit. Love and light. Yeah, you
right.
are love and light, so maintain that
Right.
through this valley. It's dark. The only reason you seeing all this shit is because you are the light. You see this
Ooh.
shit right out here. Like, oh,
Right.
shit.
Right.
Man. It was dark before. Now you show up.
And
Now all of a
that's
sudden it's a problem.
yeah. The valley of the shadow of death. It just came now. That's hell on the inside of you.
Yeah.
Again, that shadow work on the inside,
Shadow
which
work.
goes back to why Yeshua said fasting and praying, which also is meditating and praying,
Thank you.
is going inside to have a conversation. Because he said God's on the inside. Prayer and meditation is down on the inside and
That's it.
commune with God. So the more you
That's
go
it.
and commune with God, you understand the devil and you realize, hey,
That's it.
yeah, that's because it's inside you. Then you go to the shadows because you're with God. You go to your own shadows on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, some
Yeah.
heavy shit here.
And you
Shit.
can't see it because it's dark over there.
Right. And which most people are afraid of the dark because the program says you got to be afraid of the dark. Be afraid of the
Yeah.
dark. Be afraid of the dark. Go to
But
the light. Be afraid of the dark.
and if you look at the dark, then your eyes will adjust. And then you can start to see in the dark. Have you ever done that before? You ever done that exercise where your pupils dilate? So
Yeah.
in the
Right.
dark, your pupils widen up to be able to see more. When the sun comes out, they go back small because that's too much. It's too much. It's like, yo, we gotta close this shit up. So it's funny because most time when people, what I've observed or watched or observed that when people are on cocaine, their pupils die, like their shit gets open. It's like all the
uh,
time, like they on fire. You know what I'm saying? And it's ugh, like they see all this shit. And it's like, oh, what the fuck? That's why they get all, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just different things or symptoms that I've seen or looked at as far as how people with their twitches and shit, yeah, crackheads and so. Now that's a little fucked with, but it's like the energy that comes from that, the nerves, the
been
adrenaline
there,
and all of
been
that shit.
there.
Yeah, all of that. So you could probably speak more to it than like it's just what how the feelings that are in your nerves that cause these energies to rise.
Yeah. Had this experience one time. This was in Texas, back in the Texas days. Was living in the crack house, man.
Mhm.
Was been up like maybe a day already. Like, oh, let's get some more. Walk to get some more. And just everything was we just felt this energy around the eyes. But everything was just so goddamn clear though. It was like everything was crystal clear. But we
Yep.
felt a lot of energy. Then the girl said, she said, "Oh, what's wrong with your eyes?" We already had was like, "Damn, nigga, you got crackhead eyes now because you know how this shit looked before you started smoking." You like, you know how that shit look. Then he's like, "Oh, you got it now." It was fun at the same time. It was like, serious, man. We don't want that shit. So that was
Right.
like, we got to start watching this shit. That was the slow to come turnaround. Like
Yeah.
we feeling good. We're feeling so good that we're not aware of how we're showing up. That could be like totally out there. So it's like, okay, yeah.
Hmm.
So that was me that comes out. Yeah, them eyes, man. You know. And of course, it open you up. The conversation like now. Imagine having this on some because we out there too. I admit
Right.
it in all dimensions. So my person
Yes.
was out there. It attracted those who are like, yeah, sure, yes,
Out
we
there.
are.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
because where we was at, it wasn't the main thing. But we talk about it every night. Hit that shit and start talking about that shit and doing some shit in the astral world. Man, that shit was
Yep.
wow.
Yep. Yep.
But now we're saying, what's the more holistic way to do that? You see,
Well, I
let's
mean,
grow
if you
some
look
plants,
at,
some mushrooms, maybe. You know,
well, right, exactly. Because I'm sitting there thinking about this everything that they perverted and things that they've made against the law that help us, right? So, and the things
right,
that they can't make against the law that look that they so they try to make it look bad, right? So you got homeless people. Take them for example. To be honest with you, if you're, I'm personally thinking if I'm in Jamaica or like out in a mountain or somewhere where it's warm all the time, so forth, that homeless idea doesn't
right,
sound that bad. You know what I'm saying? I live in Bora
yeah,
Bora or some shit
yeah,
where it's beautiful everywhere. Get you a little shelter or something, go sleep on the beach, sleep on little stuff. You know what I'm saying? Have a, whatever. If it's raining,
yeah,
get a shelter or something. Go under a little thicket of trees or whatever. Because it's beautiful everywhere. And there's fruit
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
It's all kinds of different stuff. So if you're out there on that stuff,
That
but you
sounds like
can't do that in
Eden.
the city. You see, you can't do that with all these
You got to go
buildings
to the
around and
Garden
all
of
this
Eden,
concrete.
baby.
Huh?
That's that's why we're going to the mountains in Jamaica. We're going
Yeah,
to recreate Mother Eden. Shit, it's still here. We just
exactly.
gotta open up
Yeah,
to it. It's here. You just
yeah,
gotta, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's why I'm like, this whole the thought process of it, people sleeping on the street, people outside this building on 14th Street or whatever. It's like, well, what was 14th Street before all those buildings got there? Because the river is right
Mm,
there. You see what I'm saying? That could have been the
mm.
beach. But now y'all put a building up here with a
Ah,
parking lot and clubs and all kinds of bullshit restaurants when it used to be trees that grow here with food. So now this
yeah,
lifestyle
a
that
lot of people
everybody
say it was
lives,
more swampland too.
right? So you got everything fish, you got fish food, you got the wharf is right there. All that stuff, take the bullshit buildings down, and then that's still the wharf. It's still
Mm,
shit that's there. Fish still come up to the joint, clean it up a little bit. You got all that bullshit going into the river that's fucking shit up. When it was just natural, then everybody would just grow. You see what I'm saying? But it's like,
oh,
you
yeah,
see?
yeah,
So it's all that stuff. When you flip it,
yeah.
just reverse it in your mind and be like, wait a minute. If this nigga, because ain't nothing wrong with that homeless dude. I
Ah,
sat and had a conversation with that dude. That nigga got good sense. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing stupid about him. He knows, but the conditions of how he
ah,
looks may cause him to act a certain
yeah,
type of way. But in some of them, some people are crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Some people, they way over there. However, that way over
right,
there in left
right,
field is still on the field.
right,
You see what I'm saying? It's an aspect of me that's over there in that dark that I didn't want to look at because
right,
that would just cause too much
right.
accountability or to me to look at myself and realize that I'm a fucked up nigga too. Shit. You know, in some way, shape, or form.
Right, right,
But I
right,
can
right, right, right,
recreate it
right,
and
right,
balance it
right,
out.
yeah,
It's like this is what it is for.
right,
It's not
right,
fucked up because I choose to be. It's fucked up because what circumstances have I found myself in that I can change and make these
right.
things beneficial for everybody?
Ah, okay, so good question. Well, that's a spokesperson for I admit. This is what we say. We say, okay, we're using the title of high priest to drop I admit off at the temple of Mother Earth. Because again, my person, we got a year in mind, 2050, the year 2050, my person have gone around the earth 78 times. With 78 is 15, 15 is come to six, my person's life number. Also, seven, some say it's completion, eight, new beginnings, eight, infinity. So seven and eight, completion, infinity. Winter solstice, 2050. 2050 is a seven, completion, some say. So in the year of completion, seven and eight, we out of here. So we say we got to, what we do is we say, for those who resonate with being it, if you enjoy, the states, come to the temple of the earth,
Yes, you was in.
with the community to help you maintain your, like Soulful Sunday, the church type thing. Come here, resonate with like beings. So when you go back out here in the matrix, you're not caught up in that energy, that vibration. You're holding fast and doing what you're doing. For everybody else, want to be more sustained and more like I don't want. I'm done with it. Then you come to the resort in the mountains in Jamaica. So that's what we're doing. So once those things are established, we're giving ourselves less than 30 Earth years, then we out of here. So we have to start speaking more about the IMF philosophy, And so this ties into what my President of Love spoke about the we thing. We say we, they got laws against doing this. Ideally, what my person suggesting is we should suggest the colonizers, the America has laws about this. Because I admit did a Declaration of Independence that we signed and sent to Barack Obama, notarized. We did shit just simple as that. So he's saying if you resonate with I admit, you by default you're saying you're separate from the U.S. And so we're saying we're indigenous people, and we just because the U.S. passed off on the laws of the UN rights of indigenous people, which says indigenous people have a right to live how their ancestors did before colonization. That's the gist of it. And so all we're saying is that that's us. We were the return of the ancient ones, and this is all we're doing. So we're simplifying. I know a lot of pressure, a lot of they doing this to us, they doing this, but no, if let's just focus our energy on what we're doing for ourselves. And so right now, I admit saying we got the health and we got the education, two main pieces, health and education. Because as you heal yourself, first know thyself, the ICU. We discussing now, know yourself, know your Yeshua, nigga, nigga, know it. And then the health piece is well, how do you get this thing healthy enough so that it can hold that energy? That's what the chi is for. Then the birth of that coming up is the indigenous millennials, which is everybody else. What we're doing with the sound bowls, independent stuff, individual brands, the law. The bold master, the stone goddess. So you guys, what we're coming up, what we're creating now is the landing page for everybody else who is not with the chi, who is not directly with the ICU. Everybody else, if we got the indigenous millennials for you, because we letting everybody know if you with the indigenous millennials, you alive in this millennial time, and you walk around with the indigenous mind. Simple. And so by default, you are religion. So you ain't gotta justify shit. They got laws about not talking to the dolphins. God say talk to the dolphins because this is how we communicate, because God is in the dolphin, motherfucker. This is our religion. Step the fuck down. I am it. And so we don't worry about the laws they pass, so we know we are it. And all we're doing is being obedient to the intuition, because we connected with God on the inside, and we living how God say live. So that's the commercial. That's a reminder, what's happening with I admit. So that's what I admit the temple, the high priest saying, we out of here. So we just kind of saying, remind people you are it, so people can start saying, yeah, we it, and it's just y'all on your own shit. We out of here, Jamaica. Deuces. So that's all we're saying. Holding space, because we got to go, baby.
It's so
Maybe
it's
a
so
thanks for
funny
allowing
you
the
said that.
platform. We're done now. Back to
Yeah, that's like, because it was said every existing creature has a connection to the Most High. So you can talk to dolphins right now. Think about one. Oh, there you go. What was the message? There you go. Hey, let's do an orca whale. Now I'm thinking I want to talk to an eagle. Now let's do a walrus. How about a sea
yeah,
lion?
yeah,
How about
yeah,
a
I
land
talked to
lion?
yeah.
I talked to the squirrels, cats, dogs, babies,
All of them. All of them.
birds.
Right,
Let's have a
right,
Noah's Ark reunion right now. Let's see. You
right.
And Dr.
Why?
Doolittle
Right,
with you.
know what I'm saying? What's
right.
your favorite animal? Call
That's
it up. I
Tony.
like
Tony, Dr.
cuttlefish with
Doolittle.
octopus. I love
Dr.
octopus.
Doolittle with you.
Yeah, octopus. I'm like, one thing I can't stop thinking about is what is all of those tentacles when they're feeling every inch of whatever they're touching. What type of mental process is going through that electromagnetic thing? Because they get all lit, especially the cuttlefish. The cuttlefish, they get all
Yeah,
flared up and start their lights flare. And it's like, if you ever go watch a video on cuttlefish, look at how they act, the light show that they put on right before they strike and get their food. It's almost like they are so excited that they are about to eat. It's like, and you can see the heartbeat in the light beat. It's not even a heartbeat, it's a light beat. It's all kinds of colors. Because just like an octopus, they can change and flip their colors and do all kinds of crazy shit. So they're sitting there and it's,
hmm,
I think the octopus, it looks like a brain in itself. The whole
Right.
thing looks like a
The
brain.
whole
I I learned yesterday that an octopus has three brains.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
three.
3?
Three.
Wow. What made you learn that? What were you doing to get to
Just
that
like us.
information?
I was in the back of a Uber yesterday, and they have these little trivia screens now, and some of them,
Wow.
and it came
Wow.
up on the screen. I punched the button to learn about or trivia about animals, and it was just one of the facts that came up that an octopus has three brains. It was something else that was interesting too, but I forgot that part. But I know I read that it has three brains.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
So I
man.
wonder if they engage all 3 at one time. That's got to be a blast, you know.
That's how they
Yeah,
Of
do it. That's
yeah.
they
how.
got all these
I think it would.
feelers.
Precious mother love. I feel like that's equivalent to asking a human, do we operate all of our bodies at one time? Our emotional
Yes.
body, our physical body,
Yes.
our
Yes.
spiritual, all of those things. I think it would be asking us that. And if you were asking me that, the answer would be yes. I do operate more than one of my bodies at any one particular given time. I'm
You
able to
Well,
operate on
but
exercise.
all.
Ah.
I'm able to
I'm
exercise
thinking
all
about
day.
it like I'm thinking about the heart, the mind, and the
Big,
stomach, because those are
big.
our 3 brains, right? But when we are on all 3 of those, like functioning, balanced, and whatnot, I can see that as a blast too, you know?
Yeah.
So that's all I was saying is
That's
that
the
I think,
octopus.
yeah, the octopus, I can see that being like, whoa, extreme sensitivity and connection,
Mm,
It seems
And to
engaging
be able to
all of
shape
the,
shift,
right.
teleport, all of that. Because ideally, we're saying the Merkaba is fully, is vibrating at its highest capacity, your chariot, to do any and all things. That's what we just drawn into that.
Yep. The octopus knows itself.
It's- see?
You see what I'm saying?
And we are the octopus.
Right,
How
right.
simple is this? This is so, we want to cry. Isn't this some shit? We want to
Yeah,
cry. It's like,
right.
oh,
It's
it's
real.
so beautiful.
So that's what I'm
Simple.
saying. Like to ask the question or to command the answer to for your mind. Like what is the thought process or how does an octopus think? Or what is the state of being of the octopus and how do I invoke that or call forth that?
That's a
You
good
see?
question.
I mean, imagine that all of that, like it's crazy because it has the three base brains, I think, in the drum, but then each of the tentacles has its own brain that's connected to those brains. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when you see that,
Yeah.
when you see it flap its fingers on little stuff and it's going all, just all in those are brains or sensory nerves, organs, all of that stuff that send signals to tell it to give it information. Same thing with your
Yep.
fingers. You can put your fingers on something and tell whether it's hot, cold, wet, dry, hard, rough. You know what I'm saying? All that, and that's just you can close your eyes and do that. You can sit there. Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But then when you open your eyes, you see, oh, that's something. Oh, maybe I do like that. You know what I mean? So
Uh,
it's
give
it's
thanks,
just
Wonder Twin.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's the chiasm, like it's the cross, the X, and that just keeps and that's the
Yeah.
spark where it sparks, where the two signals and like, and then that creates the whole spiral of shit.
Mhm. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Give thanks for that. Well, that octopus story, just Wonder Twin. It just is a catalyst to open up
Yep.
so much more.
Activate.
And then your person brought up their bodies, right? Because my person is, it's no secret. It's been talking about the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies for a number of Earth years now, and
Hmm.
that's what is suggested. That's how it's fully activating its Merkaba by having those seven. There's more, but there's those seven major because they seven major energy centers because that formulates our emotional body and mental body and spiritual body. And so by having them aligned in the physical body, our tentacles can be aware of all things that it can sense
Mm,
because we totally align in all dimensions. So again, this is Cliff Notes straight to it. Wonder Twins,
That
strikes again with the
right,
octopus.
right.
We got the
Oh,
octopus, baby.
so then the music reference popped up because octaves are infinite.
There it is, the
Octaves or
eight
what?
Octaves. You got the
octaves.
7 notes or the 8 notes in the octave, right? Which is the octopus again.
Right,
And then those can go up. You
right,
got a piano, it got 88 keys. So you sitting there, you got
right,
eight, 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 eight. Each one is an
Do, re,
octave, high
mi,
and
fa,
low.
sol,
right,
ti,
And in
do.
those
right,
octaves are different sounds and different key, different A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way through. So
right.
it's the same when you keep going infinite, infinite, infinite,
Do,
infinite,
re, mi,
higher,
fa,
higher, higher, higher.
si, do.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
how high can you go? How low can you go?
Right, right,
So
right,
yeah,
right, right,
oh
right.
man, that's tight the way
Oh,
it ties all in.
yeah. This just came up. Another connection. This is another far out connection. Um, been visualizing, asking the understanding about the incarnation piece. What my person got, it came from Arcturus, into an egg that was fertilized. Because the egg that was
Octurus?
fertilized, yeah, yeah, Arcturus, but it's AR, yeah, ARCT,
Hmm.
What
US,
sound the
Arcturus,
same?
right?
Right,
It does, it does. And
right,
so my personal story now, it is integrating that it came into the egg that was already fertilized. And the egg that was already fertilized got the mom and pops, is of this thing and it needs food, it needs shit that to live because it's from here. But yet that when when the spirit came, it was the Bible said when the spirit came, the incarnation came in, that is symbolic of when God breathed his breath into man. Because the egg is symbolic of the earth, because the egg is made of the earth material, because you eat food from the earth, which is you eating the earth to survive. When the mother eats the food from the earth, she becomes the earth. And so the egg is comes from the earth. This is it is one of those as they say different expressions of earth, just like earth had the trees, the grass, the different animals, different rocks. All these are different expressions of the one earth and different frequencies because the minerals is just different frequencies. Your B vitamins, your niacin, all this shit. Even zinc and cobalt and shit like this in different degrees because in different frequencies based upon your own constitution from the earth. Same thing as the incarnation. The spirit comes in, poof. God said, I said, oh, this is
right,
that tree or that
Unity.
branch or that comes from the Arcturus lineage
right.
that now it is from Earth. Earth. It has everything Earth got, which is from God, and it has everything that the source energy has at the same time. Hence the duality. And so
Hmm.
this is my person is. I said, oh, my person is my person is the Earth vehicle because it came from Earth that I, which is God, use. This is my it's simplified it. And so we talking about this my person who came into this thing and it was triggered about something. I think we may have gotten too far gone, but it was the point is it is asking for clarity on this incarnation piece. How did I get here? How did we talk about it? But what's the story? So my person has a story. Maybe that's just the point
Yeah,
that when
you was
mom and
right on
pops
it.
got together, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we just like, oh shit, there's that window, June 25th, Payal, we emerged, and
there you
the
go.
rest is history. And now we're telling the story. We're remembering this shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
right. What? And
we
it tells
remember this
you in
shit
the
right now.
beginning.
This is real time.
It
This shit is
says
wild, man.
it says, and the spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. You see what I'm saying? The spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And as the spirit is moving, you see what I'm saying? Moving,
Uh huh.
moving, moving upon the face of the waters. She's doing all this stuff. The waters is flowing. You see what I'm saying? And then God said, let there
Yes.
be light. And then here comes you, the light. I am the way, the truth, and the light. No
Out of
man
darkness.
comes unto the Father but by me. That sounds like a woman talking. No man comes unto the Father but by me. You know what I'm saying? She said, yeah, nigga, you go to get this forbidden fruit, right? You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
Come to the Father. And then all of a sudden you got your enlightenment. Now you can go out and do your thing. Get out the garden, nigga. You know what to do now. Go on out there.
Ah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you was
Yeah.
detached at first. It was an interesting conversation I had yesterday with somebody was talking about. We ended up or I ended up paralleling their story with the Garden of Eden story when they was like the Anunnaki made a made a species or something, or it's basically the same story as the Adam and Eve. Like they put them there, the man didn't want to
Right.
do shit, but the woman was all into it, so they put another entity, which I see was the serpent, but whatever he called it was something else to kind of trick the man into becoming attached because of his detachment. And so they ended up tricking him and so forth, and then he ended up getting it and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh shit, that's the Adam and Eve story. Just flipped and put different characters and names and shit. So I was like, all right, this is funny as hell. So we tricking niggas into eating the forbidden fruit.
Right. 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 Right.
But
Right.
then once they eat the forbidden fruit, they addicted to it. Addicted. And it's like, oh, and you can't be without it. So it's interesting, and then that's part of it going, jumping around, be fruitful and multiply, because it's only certain
Uh-huh.
ways to be fruitful and multiply. You know what I'm saying? Naturally fruitful and
Yeah.
multiply. There's only one way.
Yeah.
That's only one way.
Yeah.
By which
Right.
heaven approved, animals know that shit. That's why
Well.
you see a tigers,
Well.
they come out and go
Well.
mate.
No. No. There's got to be another way. There's always more than one way. That's creation. The other way is you just motherfucking bring it from heaven to earth instantaneously because you male and female, so you have the ability to bring some shit, have instant manifestation, turn the water into wine.
Right, right.
Yeah.
No,
You
okay,
know.
that's what I'm saying. When I say there's one way, that's the portal, that's the source, right? But in that one way is the
Ah.
always. You
There's
see what I'm
infinite
saying?
ways in the one way.
Right.
Yes, yes, and
Infinite.
no. Yeah.
Yeah. 0 point energy is
That,
that one point, and then
right.
boom, infinite possibilities come from the one. You know what I'm saying? The one. That's what
Right.
be the oneness or enlightenment.
There's an interesting concept that just came up. You brought up the Anunnaki. My person, it holds. There's an information that the Anunnaki, when they came here to get some raw materials, some metals for their planet, for they needed some shit. They came here. Work was too hard, so they say, "Oh, let's create some. Let's take the Homo somebody, and do some of their genes to create the Homo sapiens, so they can do the work for us." There's like a loose translation of some information. But then they weren't really supposed to do that when the other guys and they're like, what y'all down there doing? Fucking up. Y'all down there creating niggas and shit to do the work for you? Oh no, y'all gotta go back, get your ass back, go home. Go home, create some niggas to do your damn work for you. They were like, well damn, what we'll do with these niggas down right here now? They bastard children. They bastard children. Well, since they here, we need some volunteers to assist these bastard children and reconnecting with source, with God. And so my person volunteered for motherfucking Arcturus to come help the bastard species. That's why we say, oh, when they came together, we say, well, we volunteer. Let's go down there June 25th, incarnate. So we take on everything as a bastard child. Say, we a bastard child. So we take all the bastard child experience, motherfucker Cinderella stepchild shit, motherfucker predator prey, the house nigga sell out, the womanizer, all these things, European mind, separate the devil. Nigga wants the devil for a little bit. The devil, get this money. No, nigga, get back. This is mine. Straighten up. You're making us look bad. I'm going to fuck you up. If you don't straighten up in front of these white folks, I'm going to fuck you up for acting up in front of these white folks. Nigga been through all that shit. That's my fucking journey. But now we was like, okay, now we know what it's like to be a nigga. I hear this motherfucking shit because motherfucking pressure. This is what we come into. So how do we go to the other side? And so that's where the motherfucking journey comes. First was like, we ain't got to die 30 years ago. 30 years ago, you ain't got to die. This is what we are today. So we came here to help these niggas out. But in order to help them out, you got to become one. How you gonna know a nigga if you don't walk a mile in their shoes? Nigga been doing a number of earth years in this motherfucking predator victim shit. Oh, you hurt me. And hurt some other people and not really knowing what the fuck's going on. It's like looking for love in all the wrong places. Did the devil shit. Now we're saying, okay, well, let's just integrate the motherfucking devil, become one with the devil, and understand separation. So if y'all want to do that shit, y'all good. That's cool. we're gonna do this because I admit everybody who just says fuck that devil shit, we just want to use the devil in his highest vibration, which is integrating the ego, becoming one with self. So then there is no devil. All you're doing is having a conversation with self, you see? And so that's what we get on this journey because we came here to help the niggas out. Now we went through the shit. Now we're saying it's all about conversation. Throat chakra. Because throat chakra opens the way to the highest chakras. Because if you're not speaking your truth, either you're not being honest or you're not speaking when it's time to speak. You're shutting it down, or when you're saying it's not in balance. Either one of those two things, or both of them, most people that's on this journey, it shut down the true connection. Because if you can say, they say, oh, the niggas got the pineal gland calcified. You do this, you uncalcify the pineal gland. Well, nigga, you still lying or not speaking up and shit like that. What good it's gonna do is gonna get trapped. You're gonna have some pain here. It can't really get to the heart. So again, we remind, hey, y'all, it's about the communication. Tell your story, what you say, how you say it, because this motherfucking these words, it's the way opener. It opens the way to the higher frequencies. Because even in the 7 major chakra theories, from the throat chakra down is emotions. You got grief here, sadness with the heart, anger with the liver, worry with the spleen, and fear in the kidneys. But 6 and 7 ain't no emotions attached to them. Again, that's why emotional wellness, getting your emotions in order, which is your energy in motion, the divine feminine. So that's why the divine masculine, once a divine masculine is gentle with a divine feminine, so she understands the laws on how she creates. And if she do it this way, what's going to happen? If she do it this way, what's going to happen? So you got the right to create what you want to create. But cause and effect say, if you do it this way, this going to happen. You do it that way, that's going to happen. Why? Because this motherfucker is you anyway. Whatever you do, you're going to experience it. That's correspondence. And the cause and effect is the details of it. So as long as she understands that it's inside now, as long as she understands on the inside, she becomes to be at peace with everything that happens because she knows everybody got a right to create. And the more she just focuses on, okay, what are the laws on creating, the focus on creating what she want to create, then everybody happy, high and low. The ego is integrated because the masculine and the feminine is working together. Because from another perspective, the woman is God and the man is the devil. Because the woman gives life, brings life into the world, and the man, I'll kill you, nigga. I brought you in, I'll take you out. The woman is about love, I forgive you, you can't do no wrong, oh, there's always hope, oh, come on, let's be honest. The man, nah, you're fucking too much, get the fuck out of here, I'm gonna kill you, nigga. You keep fucking around. We about separation and that kind of shit. So how to have a balance in the masculine and the feminine is also having a balance in God and the devil, which are both inside you. Man and woman, God and devil, both inside. I admit we are it. This is the return of ancient ones. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, sure.
There you go. Straight up.
Yahi Vahi.
It is.
Ashe, thank you for bringing that on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I have something I wanted to share more about the water, somewhat about the mammals. Remember I had spoken about George Clinton and the lyrics to his songs? Mm-hmm. So there's a song called Aqua Boogie. And there are 15 scholars that had actually looked at the lyrics, but then they also theorized what the song was about. And so these 15 scholars came together and said that and I can show you a picture of the album cover, and I don't know, can you see that right there? Mm-hmm. The album cover?
Yeah.
Like the Council of Nicaea.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Is somebody riding on a dolphin?
I hate to interrupt.
Yes.
I have to bid an adieu. I will see you all next week.
Peace on the room.
All right. One to twin.
One love, one love. So it says that the content of this song is precisely what's happening on the album cover. The small yellow bird with the huge beak has picked up Sir Nose and is about to drop him into the water, where he will land in the underwater city of Atlantis, where there is a funky party going down. Sir Nose is resisting and trying to get the bird to release him. And so when I went into look at like at least the major compound word, hold on. All right. So the complex word that they have, which is psycho, alpha, disco, beta, bio, aqua, and then dulup. And then the next one says emotion picture underwater, starring most of Ulup. So I broke down that compound because, you know, psycho, all is mind, okay, all is mental, right? So alpha, meaning put the first, you know, in the beginning was the word. In the beginning, you know, before creation, you know, was, anyway, I'm saying put God first, okay? Disco, you know, that's what we actually do when we do the gateway. We have you to move everything around, for you to unblock things, and for you to be able to be fluid. Beta, you know, is usually a trial and error. Usually, or it's also brain waves, beta waves. Bio, which you know, is beginning of biology, biography, bionetics, bionic, biorhythm, you know, meaning the body, meaning living, and having breath. Aqua is a liquid, fluid, or the primordial fluid, you know, because remember I said when you're in the womb, you know, you're in the gateway, you're actually in communication with source. Aqua. Okay, so, and we as physical walking bodies of water, you know, we're 70% moisture or water or liquid. And I'm sorry, there's a little bit in the background going on. But yeah, I feel as though he's actually telling us, it's almost like a recipe and telling us, so let me just go on more. So he's saying, so that aqua, you know, we're 70% water, we're walking bodies of water. Do loop, you know, loop is a cycle, loop is a circle, or repeating, you know, replaying. I also think of the loop as incarnation or reincarnation, you know, because you continue to recycle until you are able to pull yourself to the place above this particular recipe. So when it goes emotion picture, so energy in motion, emotion picture, energy in motion, and I'm thinking it's more about your mind's eye. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're just asking that word. Was it do loop or do loop?
Do loop. Well, I'm thinking it's, I hate to, you know, refer, it's like a do-rag. A do
So
loop
it is do
is,
loop. It is a P on the end. Okay, just there is a P
it's
on
a
the
P on
end.
the end, do loop.
Okay.
So loop,
Okay.
meaning cycle, recycle, circle, incarnate, reincarnate, that kind of thing.
So that brings
Right.
up
Okay.
that reminds me of the caduceus.
Huh?
That reminds me of the caduceus, the two serpents circling around the pole, and they get to the top.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Go ahead, keep going.
Looping the pole. Okay. So emotion picture underwater starring most of you, Loop. So emotion, I'm just saying energy in motion, you know, picturing in your mind's eye or your third eye underwater. You know, we are, so you have to get under, inner, over, and outer standing of what that fluid is, what the water is, how to operate, what your controls are underwater, starring most of you, Loop. And I don't know what all of this means, you know, in each individual word, but together it seems to me like he just went down the list and says, he said, never learn to swim. You ain't got to swim because you're walking on the land. Can't catch the rhythm of the stroke, but I tell you what, the way a black man walks, he's got that rhythm going, you know, that swag, that swerve, you know. Right. So it's almost like he's swimming you know, on land. You know, he looked like he's got a fluid stride going on, you know. So
Everything comes
anyway,
from water.
that we come from the,
Everything comes from water.
right.
But
And
it's
we're
different,
birthed in through water.
right? Different densities. So when we
Right.
look into the science of what he's talking about, just I don't know what you're reading. That's the album cover or something.
I'm just reading my explanation of what each of these words would be. And when you bring them together, you know, it's like we had no idea what he was talking about. Once I finally break it down in this way, then like you said, we all come in through the water. You know, that's the aqua boogie right there. You know, it's on. As soon as we're in the womb, we're aqua boogie.
Have you ever seen
The
snakes fuck
waters of
before?
new.
You ever seen snakes mate, fuck, have sex?
No,
Mhm.
Snakes, what
they
you're
do.
Don't
describing,
recall seeing that one.
how snakes have sex, because they don't have arms or anything, so they twirl around in a circle, all around and around and around, and their tails are joined where their genitals are. So the tails are joined at the bottom, and then they're twirling around, just feeling each other. Both snakes. Look it up. I posted a video of it. I'll post another one, but that's just how they twirl all around, and it's a dance. They're doing a dance. They're both trying to dominate the other and it turns into a beautiful snake dance. You see what I'm saying? So the whole thing, I mean, imagine having, like, if you're making love, imagine like all being have a whole bunch of baby oil and both of y'all are trying to hold on to each other. And you just flipping and sliding and everything just all over. And it's like, but you don't have no arms. You can't use no hands. You gotta, what I'm saying? You flip.
This that Kundalini
I
shit here.
get
This is
that.
this is this is
Wow.
amazing. This is amazing. That's what this is. Tony is the Doctor Doolittle, the spiritual Doctor Doolittle. That's what nigga is, spiritual Doctor Doolittle.
Yeah, so I'm like, because I'm just sitting there watching them, and I'm like, wow, that, because it's on any nature show. Go watch like David Attenborough or whatever, and he's like, oh, the snakes both join their genitals down at the bottom, and in a twirling motion, they continue. One dominates the other in a sacred sequence that will thus
Yeah.
produce young. And then the young, and then they skip off and go, the young, they just get to the eggs part. And then they're like, yes, and the mother curls her coily scales around the eggs, thus keeping them warm and protecting them from intruders. You know what I'm saying? So it's all so,
Oh baby, this is rich here. This is
yeah, you
rich.
watch,
So
same
what
thing
you
with, go ahead, go ahead.
I admit, and so are you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Is that the Sadducees? Tony said the Sadducees at first. Then he broke it down to the science with the animals of what's inside of you. And then he said they fighting for power. Come on now, that's God and the devil all day. High and lower self. That motherfucking ego and that motherfucking no. You know what's right. But yeah, man, come on, man. This is one time. That motherfucking fight all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then that skin they wrapped around to protect the egg, which is the overall being. Because once y'all lock, that kundalini is flowing and they equal in balance. Once they equalize itself, now all your shit is aligned. So instead of that, your aura with the different colors, the coat of many colors, now it's just the one halo, the one bright light, because those seven colors of the rainbow is now back to one color because of that protective edge from the kundalini that has risen and that is in one consistently. It didn't do it and come back down and say, "Oh, let's do it again." Nah, we here. This is it, nigga. We for the rest of eternity. We here. Christ
Mm-hmm.
consciousness, baby. There it is, broken down
That's the
from
culprit.
Dr. Doolittle, the bowl master. Some good shit, man.
Yeah.
Snaps
Yeah.
and claps.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, just for 1 second, I just want to welcome my audience from the Heart Happy Hour side of the channel.
What's happening,
Um,
audience?
you know,
Deuces,
my
baby.
precious mother love here on Soulful Sunday.
Yeah.
Got Bowmaster Tony, and we have High Priest Master Ashep, and thank you for joining us, Precious Mother Love, Sacred Arts Curator. Just wanted to take a tasty cake break and just welcome everybody who is listening and who is on my channel. Thank you.
Right on, right on.
Sorry for the
Yeah.
interruption, but thank you for allowing me to welcome everyone.
Child, this is organic here. We just, we just here. It is what it is.
Yeah,
It's
man.
just
What
different
up,
expressions of
everybody?
source. You in. Yay, yay, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
hey. The mothership. Mother love ship.
Shit, yeah.
Mother love, mother love.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, so looking forward to and the thoughts behind like back to the I Admit and on Sunday starting in March 31st, Resurrection Sunday, boom, that's gonna be our day. On the calendar year, and stopping, officially probably the Sunday before the solstice or something like that. But then on that's once a strong, 4 times a month, once a strong, and then twice a month. Then that's the art of sovereign living. Now that's more of the grown and sexy. We go really deep. We going there. Here is still relatively light and public, the church hour, so we still keep the light on church and religion. But in that we go into the cause and effect, what's happening. The nuts and bolts of sharing our successes on navigating as a God, or some shit we still gotta working with this thing as far as resolving this issue. So we just talk about, discuss it, smoke some shit, whatever. We get up into it, grown and sexy. And on once a month will be starting in April, due to the new moon healing with the zodiac. Indigenous Millennial Wonder Twin of my person will be doing that. But as a bridge on the monthly thing, we will have an outreach at Everlasting Life. The Art of Sovereign Living is the second and fourth Friday. This second and fourth Thursday going to be at Everlasting Life it's called a dine and dive. And what we're doing there is come dine on some food and everlasting life while diving into the esoteric teachings and the lifestyles for obtaining everlasting life. And that's family friendly. You got children, bring your children. Family event, eat some stuff. So that everlasting life is an outreach. It's a hybrid between Sunday and the art of sovereign living. We're going a little bit deeper than Sunday, but we're not really relaxed and going there because the children is present. So we got to even make it more simpler. So that's what I admit is up to as far as on a monthly basis as we prepare to come out after the equinox. So going forward, we're looking at after the spring equinox, just like Resurrection Sunday. That's when our activities in person will begin after the equinox, and we're going to stop before the winter solstice. So now we just honoring that time and of activity and honoring the time of that winter time of doing more internal work. So we're being in alignment with these four seasons and energetically what the chi is doing during this time. So we're just sharing the more details as the clarity come. Because ideally, as we say, we leave in there to the degree that there's structure. This is the mapping that will provide the structure. And so the foundation is at least have, if we're gonna be on, we want throughout the year with the Soulful Sundays, we do in person this time and online during this time, and then in person stuff we schedule them out, and we got the cheese stuff. So there's some more like dates to fill in, but this is April through the beginning of December, really on the mainly the ICU side of things, the ICU side of I Admit. And so the Chi got his own calendar. And so now it's about merging some of the Chi stuff with this so that we can get a full calendar year for I Admit, and our activities, and then maybe in 2025, we look at a membership package. So that's the thing we're talking with Chi about, and also Dr. Sonata, just a little insight on the high priest, because we in between worlds. We got the I Admit in and of itself, but we also saying the temple, we here for you, but it don't make sense to bring the I Admit to you. And this is how we, in real time and time and space, merging the two by saying, first, let's get some structure on what we're offering and make sure those are stable. And then let's look at, okay, building around that. So just giving, little details on the movement.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a question,
yeah.
and I don't know. I'm hoping that you can clarify this for me because I know I am a originating signature on the I Am It, as well as one of the initial and founding members. So what voting or board, or what status are you considering me as one of the original signatories as well as founding members of and I believe I'm essentially involved in the Chi as one of the initial members and presenters on that as well. I mean, I know you're the initiator of a lot of new things that are going on, but I'm wondering what my voting status is, and or what my requested or implied what you might need from me moving forward, or would like from me moving forward.
Well, at this point, uh, this is hindsight 2020. That's why Spirit said just keep telling the story on what's happening with I Admit, because everyone who was involved with it, you know, the natural organic thing was your person just have some questions like, oh, this going on, and you have some questions about it, and then we'll just begin dialogue with it. You know, it's nothing formal at this point. I admit that we so relaxed. As long as you know who you are, everything is organic right now. What's happening right now? If you want to set something up, say, oh, well, as one of the founding members, we should be meeting. Then let's talk about that. But if not, then my person is saying whatever. My person is just saying this what we as a spokesperson. This is what I admit is doing. And anybody who's involved, I admit, just says, hey, either let's do this or why are we doing that, and then we have a dialogue about it. We say it may be better doing it this way. Then either we agree on it and we do it, or if we don't agree, then we'll go to the oracle and see what the oracle says about it. Because my person goes to the oracle. You know, it says if it's unclear about who she would do it, it goes to the oracle quite a bit these days for that reason, because it already thought about this. As my person says, somebody got to start doing this shit. We out of here. But so what's the piece? So everything is done in decency and order. So the first thing we're saying is like they do in the courtroom. Everybody who's so far involved, it has to be a consensus. If you don't agree all the way, you agree enough that says we're going to give it a shot, and we support you. We think it'll be this way, but we support you. But you're like, nah, I can't support that, and then that's when we got to go to the oracle. You know, it says, okay, what is it? But as long as we have a consensus, who's ever involved, we just move with that consensus. Says, okay, cool. And everybody, you know, would work towards that same goal. So again, it ain't nothing rich, ain't nothing fancy. It's like, you know, say something, see something, say something. You want to do something, speak up on it, create something. Even, you know, again, as the person mentioned with the indigenous millennials piece, we're looking at that for like specifically law, you know, love plus artistical wellness. And so from that, you know, what does that look like? You know, on two things. One, as I admit, as people go to look at I admit, they're saying, oh, you got this, you know, law, whatever it looks like, how we get that together. Oh, we got these. So I admit looks good. And as your person go out with the law, then you say, oh yeah, you know, we're part of the I admit nation. I admit, what's that? You say, then so your person look good. So we feed each other just by partnership by saying, you know, I admit, you know, law is representative of the I admit philosophy. And so that's at core, that's what we are. You know, if you fuck with I admit, we got indigenous millennials for you to say, hey, you represent I admit. We just want to let people know who you are. And as you out there doing your thing, just let people know if you feel like you it, then we got some activity coming to Mother Earth. We got the Chi, we got this going on. So everybody, we're just talking about what we're doing because we're it. So that's really, you know.
Yeah. So okay, well, I do think that there needs to be some level of board involvement, and like I said, as one of the initial signatories, as well as one of the founding members, I do think that needs to have some connection to the growth. I think a couple of years ago, I had invited most of the signatories. Some of them are dead now, or gone into.
Oh, they ain't it, man. Them niggas ain't it, then.
Yeah, but they're on the spirit side now. I'm just talking about the ones that did sign the original documents.
Hey, you know, that's all right. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we're still here holding it down, but yeah, I would like to discuss. I would like to discuss getting to that place where we actually have not just one person making decisions. Even though you are the initiator, I would like to contribute to the growth as well with an with my side of things being whatever I can contribute to begin to, because, we have different attributes and different fortes. So I was just saying, I would like to make it official that because you're making it official as far as to move forward in some new ways and things. So I would like to formalize um, and put myself into a role in tangent with these new uh, avenues and ways to elevate and spread the word of the mission.
All right, see, that's just that simple. What you got? Whenever when the clarity comes, hey, let's talk about this. This is what you're speaking. We move with it. You see?
Okay, well, I moved that we have a minimum of a monthly board meeting.
We already do that weekly.
Huh?
We already do that weekly.
Well, at least monthly, because we both have a lot of stuff going on. But that's not to say that
What?
we can't meet about other things in the meantime. But
Yeah.
we already have.
What did Tywin Lannister? He said you are in a meeting at this very moment.
I did put us into a meeting when I said I moved to blah blah blah. I did actually recognize that energy.
All right. So what's different from what we were doing?
All right, so it seems like the next thing
I
is to say,
just
okay, just
clarity,
discuss what does that look like,
absolute clarity,
throw some dates out there, how long the meeting should be, and then a proposed
transparency.
agenda.
Okay, all right. Well, I moved that
Huh?
it be somewhere near
Yeah.
the new moons.
That's
Uh,
right now. The new
Again,
moon
my
was yesterday.
person is we.
Full moon right now. We're actually in the full moon in Virgo, and Virgo
Oh,
is my
full moon.
sun sign, and my which also initiates me to be communicative, because Mercury, um,
So
that's the communication. That's the gist of it. Right now, we're in fine detail mode because of this full moon in Virgo. So I'm activating in my
yeah,
character,
so
my principles and morals, astrologically inclined.
I see.
awesome because you're it. That's what you're supposed to do. Again, as a
Thank you.
spokesperson, we just speak for I admit, but I admit got to say something for us to speak on it. So we're waiting for you to speak up. So what we're supposed to
Okay.
do? Come up with the meeting, the agenda, the whole plan. We say, okay, cool. That's what we're doing. We out of here. Somebody's got to do the shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
One love. Ashe. The next new moon, we will have our first board meeting, and I'll send out a notice so that we can both be on the same page.
Resume our board meetings. We had board meetings before. Yeah. See, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. We're going to resume our board meetings because we had board
we're
meetings
going to
before.
resume our board
We used
meetings
to have them
on the
every
new
storm back
moon.
in the day too. So,
Yeah.
and again, niggas fell off. They stopped coming, you included. So you stopped coming. We just kept going. Here we are. So welcome back.
Yeah, things kept changing, and
Just that simple.
things kept moving. So if I had been notified, or if we had talked about moving it, I probably would have still been coming. But yeah, for a number of reasons, I want a resurgence as far as the connection. So thank you for reiterating the uh, formal procession.
I would like to move that we move and change our moves so that when we move, the changes that we move will move the change. Because the change happens by the moves. So if we move and you move and I move and we move, then therefore it's the change.
Just like that.
Just like
Just
that.
Just
like
like
Every
that.
that.
change. Every change is a move. That's a move. You see that? We move. Move. You move. We all move. Everybody's moving. So if we're moving in the move, then what's the move? That's the questions that we all did. That's the snake dance. What's the move? Twirling around. Twirling. So when we move, that's the move. Make that move. You know what I'm
Serpentine
saying? What's the
five,
move?
baby.
Who moving? What? We moving? You moving? Yup, moving. Snake dance, dance is
Make that
another
change, make
move.
that move. Michael Jackson said.
There you go. Right? That Michael Jackson, he did a lot of moves. That was a lot of moves. That nigga was moving. You know?
Forwards and backwards, up, down, side to
Up,
side,
down,
and
sliding
leaning
across.
with it.
That one move. You remember that one move? He
Lean with it,
sliding real
rock with it.
smooth with the move. Had a smooth move. I was like that. And then when you get real good with your moves, then
Mhm.
it just flows into smooth. You ever seen Michael Jordan play basketball? You ever seen how smooth that this nigga just move? Just all the moves that he would do, even when he was up in the air, shifting hands and flexing and doing all kinds of moves. And it is just like kissing it off the
Mhm.
glass. That was another move. That move created a whole lot of movements, and it was movements. Everybody, oh my goodness, did you see that? And it just created moves, and it just kept moving and moving and moving and swirling and moving and spinning and turning. So I move to move.
That's
Just
right.
like that.
We all prepare to move in some sort of way. Change
Ashe.
move. We're moving now, but now it's time to change moves. My person is
Okay.
prepared for the Dr. U's mom going to be up at the doing the healing dance today as a reminder for all those. Anybody want to come through for the African traditional West African dancing, but yet it is elder healing style, the Osset, the Oshun, the flowing. It's the Tai Chi and the Qigong of African dance, baby. You get your meridians and flowing and shit, baby. Get the chakras aligned and shit, baby. Ooh. So we give thanks for Dr. You and his mom for holding space for that once a month. And the day is a day for that. Created suit, anybody wishes to partake in that.
So it's once a month? Because I think I'd like to be able to share that
Yeah,
with
she
the
does
Moses mom.
the healing. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'll share
yeah,
that with you.
and yeah, and because it's more involved in healing, if your person again, um, choose to come participate in the dance class, it's always an opportunity because she has different people that come through sometime to help with either the warm up or the wind down, with breathing and you know um, sharing information about health. There's different health components he also adds to it. This is also to everybody else because it's more than just the dancing part. There's the healing component where there's a brief discussion about energy, frequency, godliness, just things like that. So again, it changes based upon who she has to present. She asked my person, to do the wind down with the breathing today. So we're gonna take our little bowl and do the wind down and bring people into the cell for the integration piece of it. So, we'll see how that flows.
I have a question for the Bowmaster.
Yes.
In reference to, like, I see you now using metal,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw and experienced for the first time in person the metal bowl with where Shep was using it. Do you find, because you actually being the person who's playing it, I'm sure get a lot of the resonance. And does one do any more intensity than the other? Excuse me, the crystal bowl versus the actual metal brass or whatever.
And from what I've experienced for myself in a different, it's the same but different, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the crystal seems to hit a certain part of my body, in the same body. And then the metal hits a certain part of my
Mm-hmm.
body in the same body. So it's the same note, but it feels different. It makes you, it's a relaxation versus a deeper relaxation versus a, just whew, like, and so in taking in because and it's a lot of emotions and stuff that go on. Like when we go do when we used to do integration circles and so forth, and we be playing the bowls for everybody in the middle of everybody. that was like I was experimenting, or just naturally just doing it because I was just like, oh, I never played for a whole bunch of people before, and then, then we start playing and the energy starts rolling and everything starts happening. And when you're in it, you're so spiraled up that it's just there. And then when when you come down, like after everything's done, we start eating soup and stuff. Whoo! It is a rush it's like, whoo, man, what's happening? Like it's just a rush. It's like, yo, you want to go to sleep, like but then breathe into it at the same time. Like it's like you can't really explain it. Like we said, that peace that passes all understanding. It's like my peace here. We pass it. I can't explain that. Like it's keep going. Like
Right.
what's the
Yeah.
right? And you just sit and look and stuff. So and then people come up to you and be like, "Oh, how you doing?" and so forth. And it's just a lot of different energy exchange and stuff that happens. So each bowl, yeah, yeah, even yeah, all the tone they hit, it's something random, but on purpose. It's a random purpose. You know what I mean? It's to put those together and the dichotomy of the whole thing.
Well, okay, so let me share something that came to me while you were speaking, because it sounded like you were going in this direction, but then I think you may have the last part that I kind of just now recognized. I'd like to share that, which is that, okay, so the crystals, I am told, resonate with the crystals in us. Just the crystals that I wear, right, resonate with the crystals that are already, that make up who I am, or that are a part of me. So I would assume that the crystal actually has a connection, the bowl has a connection with that as well. But, we also have metal in us.
Yes.
Metal is a conductor as far as the electricity and so on. Sometimes some of the crystals are metallic, like the pyrite, and a few others, have some metallic to it. So I'm not sure, but it seems to me, it sounds like if the resonance is coming from a metal object, the vibration, the frequency is coming from that, I would think that it might connect with the metal, the whatever metallic is in us.
Yes.
Um, so when you say there's a difference, like we feel both of the resonance, we feel both of the frequencies, but I'm wondering, are we stimulating the like attracting like kind of thing? Are we stimulating both, or
Yes.
just more metallic related kind of stuff? What's your thought on that?
They're all connected.
My
So
person sees it as
Your person does what?
go ahead.
yeah. What came up now? What came up was the zodiac and the way the houses work. Um, for example, my person says it has rising sign. Gemini rising. So why is the rising sign important? Because it's coming through the filter of Aries. Because Aries, the sign of Aries is generally the first house. That's Aries. The Ram. Aries, Mars. That's the first house. And so the first house is what shows up first. It's activity. And so whatever someone's sign is in the first house, whatever constellation, that's generally people may see that more than the sun sign because it naturally shows up first. And so what we're saying is that whatever sign is there, it has its characteristics, but wherever it's placed in that house, it puts like a filter on it. And so what we're saying is that as each say generally 440 is the hertz. My person's actually looking to start toying with 432, but at 440, whatever say it's a C in 440, that's a C. It does some root chakra. But if that C is played from a crystal bowl, a brass bowl, or ceramic bowl, that's like the filter. So that's why it may hit a little different. It's still that frequency, but it's going to hit just slightly different because of the filter of the material or the house that is coming through. So that's what came with the zodiac and the house is the house that is coming through. Puts that lens on there. and it shades it a little bit.
Yeah. So this
So it
this
may become
one
either, yeah.
this one is the heart chakra. So F note in the highest I've tested it is 1600, 1637. Like when you ding it. So like when I'm just brace yourself, right? That high pitch. Yeah, it fucked up the so that high pitch is 1637 and in F. And then this high pitch, that high pitch, that's 904 in F. So that's a higher up octave. Then this lower tone
Mm-hmm.
is 366 hertz, F note.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so it's three different pitches in the same note, just with this one. Same thing with the E note. When you get an E note, it's a lower tone, so it's at like 320, something like that. But then
Mm-hmm.
we ding it, you can get up to 1100. And then the high pitched tone here would be 800. But in D, you see, so it's different layers to your chakra. It's infinite. It's infinite. You can go when,
Overtone,
yeah,
octaves and overtones.
exactly. We put this bowl together, put that bowl together, put your bowl together, put anybody's bowl that all comes together. That's gonna make a different, like it creates, it opens out, whatever it does. It's doing a whole lot. Now we're getting into science, and just stars and light and frequency. All of these things. It's the same, different words, different
Mm-hmm.
twists on the same theme.
Yeah. Yeah, and give thanks. So, my person is moving forward this season was beginning like with the Soulful Sundays, a bowl and doing some breathing. It may be a form of meditation, or maybe as simple as they just breathe and feel and take a few deep breaths. So we incorporating the bowl and breathing together, Tony. Give thanks to the spiritual Dr. Doolittle.
So I
Yeah.
re-listened to Terrence Howard yesterday, and he was talking about that each of the elements on the periodical table resonate to a specific frequency / note and color. And he said that H, which is hydrogen, is at the same, which you just said, the heart is. He said it's F7/7 or something like that. He actually gave it, it was an F, but it was a different, um, I don't know I'm not as familiar with the term, but just to say like a F sharp to the 7th degree or something like that. And um,
Mm-hmm.
so I just wanted to say that I thought, the hydrogen, the heart, I mean, it seems like, we can refer to some things on the periodical table scientifically with some of these notes and frequencies that you're speaking of, the 432, the 4 whatever other numbers that we toss in there, 963, 1160, all the numbers, or 1600 or whatever you just said that bowl is resonating to. So, but breaking it down, it sounds
Yeah,
like we are able
absolutely.
to I seem to be able to relate to it a little more when you put it in terms of relating it to some of the scientific attributes, or putting it into a category where I can wrap my mind around it a little more relative to something that I can, tangibly see, like on the chart, when you said the green colors for the, heart chakra, but when you said that note, it's like all of that now takes on, like the chakra itself, I'm able to expand my knowledge of how to interact with that chakra, or to recognize some of the
Right.
technical connections on electromagnetism, all those things start to take a new fit things start to fall into place a little bit more.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's beautiful
Yeah.
because these things are right in front of us. Do you have plants?
Not anymore, not at the moment.
All right. If you have plants or a tree, if you sing to the tree or sing to the plant, then the tree or the plant will start to dance, will start to move to the sound of your voice. So it's a whole beautiful exchange that happens. You know, you play music, you sit there, you take an instrument, you play, you start singing with your voice or whatever, and then the trees, the leaves and stuff start to dance a certain type of way. So same thing. That's chlorokinesis. That's your mind's ability to talk to the trees, to the grass, to the earth. Chlorophyll, chlorokinesis. That's kinesiology. That's your muscles and so forth in your body. That's one of your chakra systems or one of your systems in your body. Got a whole bunch. Your circulatory system is what we're talking about as far as the heart, right? So your circulatory system consists of a whole bunch of organs and so forth, and the different aspects of the heart, which is the center of when they show you the different systems. They've taken it all apart. I think we talked about this last week, where it was like a architecture or a blueprint where you take each one, and it's like you got your endocrine system, your nervous system, your muscular system, your skeletal system, all of that. You put them all out in like 7 or 8 or however many different systems there are, and then you put them all one on top of the other, and then into a structure that is wrapped up in you. So that's what you're looking at is the end result or is the result of all of these systems put together. So it's
Yeah.
like it seems to me every how you think, how you take care of this vessel is how a particular person or thing fares out. Some people work out, so they get real big, strong muscles. Some people don't eat anything, so they get real skinny. Some people think a certain type of way, so they end up in some type of whatever. It's all kinds of
And
stuff that
some
different
people work
people.
in,
Yeah, yeah. It's all
some
yeah.
work out, some work in.
Some work in. Yeah,
Get that motherfucking
exactly.
chi right, baby. That inner chi
Yeah.
management. Get them snakes to talking.
It's
Snakes
all
to
right.
moving. Nigga. It was inner work. Work in,
There
work
you go.
in.
Communication, all that. It's all communing with God. That's communication. That's communicating to the eons. That's you. That's the talking to yourself, getting the expert advice.
Mhm. That's right.
Yeah, man. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I guess we all kind of chimed in on that a
No,
little
that's
bit.
good. I love that. I like that. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
thank you.
that's part of the epitome of beautiful. Again, the science and the esoteric and everything, bring it all in to expand what we already know. Because we all have a foundation. So these discussions allow us to expand and go deeper what we already know, which is deeper into ourselves. And
Yeah,
the deeper we go into ourselves, we're able to see it more on the outside, see the different aspects from the outside. So that's how it all tied
yeah.
in. Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful when it actually appears. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
manifestation that you've
Yes.
been working on, you see it. It's like deer in headlights type.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like, yo, that's
Yeah.
guy. What's up, yo? Like it could be a person, place, or thing. It's the now. You
It's
know,
the now, baby.
that's just how
Yeah.
call forth whatever you choose. Think about it. Focus on it. Let it go. Don't think about it. Don't care. Care. Don't care.
Right.
Okay. Well, I got one more thing I want to talk about before we get out of here. And I know you got to go, Master Ashep, High Priest Ashep. So, I'm always into the words, right? And so there's this one word that I'm struggling with. And I came up with something that I think might cover it, but you guys chime in and let me know. Okay, so the word numb, Numb. What does that mean? The word numb.
Well, generally, my person was programmed for it to imply lack of feeling sensitivity, lack of, unable to sense touch, lack of feeling.
Okay. Okay. Tony.
Yeah. Numb to me is it feels it's like a state of tranquility. Like it's the center of everything. You don't feel shit.
Okay.
You don't. There's when
Hmm.
there's no movement to it. It's like a in science. Well, I think it's in electron where it's just neutral. It's neutral. It doesn't have a negative or a positive charge. It's just the
The
all.
neutron.
Right.
Neutron.
Yeah, neutron. Okay, yeah, the neutron. So
So
it's
neutralize might be one.
right, right. Just yeah, just right, because that's also like tranquilized, right? When something's tranquilized, it's out completely. So numb, yeah, neutralized, what was the word I just tranquilized, and knocking, not because they shoot them bears and shit. They boom, shoot them jaws, and then they be out. The bears, then the bear moves. They can move the bear all around and do whatever they want to. This big bear.
Lions, tigers, bears,
Yeah,
yeah.
tigers, bear, all that.
So
All right, put it back, set it back, because when it wakes up, you know,
and step away
you know,
before you see it coming out of it. But yeah, so numb to me is like a buffer. And I use the word neutralizer. I also think it's like no resistance or no feeling or no attached energy. Like um that so that's those are the things that come to my mind. But so when you're numb when you are more numb that's the word that we use for to calculate or to cover what the frequency we measure or the distance or the time. We use numbers, right? Things that, mind numbing numbers to me at some point. So I'm thinking, why are they calling something that is supposedly so valuable, that has this, intrinsic necessity to quantify things? Why are we calling it something that is so obsolete from what we're saying that it is? Like, I have a feeling it's another one of those flip the script things. Like, there should be some other way to describe the increments that we are um, utilizing to measure things. I'm just wondering, why would it be called number? Like, if you're more numb, then your number's up. Jesus called his number today. His number came. You hit the number. I don't know, but I know that word to me seems completely opposite for the importance and the value of what it actually has been said to be.
right. So all right, so look, because I first of all, let me just express how much I really love how you just did that. That was the number thing used. That was you good, precious mother love. All right,
Wordplay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so it's crazy. It's crazy because yeah, we do
Number.
think about numbing as that whole thing, but when you hit that number, right, that sets off a spark because you won. Bingo, boom, bindu, right? Super mental consciousness. So if because I'm like the numbers are infinite. They keep going. It's like you just keep going, just keep going, keep going, keep going. All that it's just infinite. Binary math, numbers, and all that stuff. How the numbers just double on top of the numbers, and then you got exponents and all of that stuff. So that just keeps going. It's infinite. So with the numbers, it seems like numbing is actually could be the opposite of what it is projected. Like the numbing effect, right? Like it's if you anybody took Novocaine, you took Novocaine,
Right.
there's you just it's whatever. Then
You're
so
numb.
right, you're numb, or that's what they would tell you that numb is. If we're saying it's the opposite, when really right now, when you're full of feeling, you're numb.
That could be as an opposite. Mm-hmm.
Because you're part like you got the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the chakras, right? Right. Let's just and
Uh-huh.
just to put numbers on them, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Pun
8, 9.
intended. Numbers. Put a
Right,
number on it.
right. But what does herbs mean? What is herbs? Because there are some
It's
niggas
to
from herbs.
It's usually to a higher degree. In the Latin etymology, is like how you crank it up to the next level.
Mm,
So
that's
not
interesting.
fast, but faster. Not
Right.
numb, but number. But
Mm,
yeah.
that's
So
deep
hmm
because Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was from the land of
Oh.
niggers.
Oh.
Is that you
Oh.
are? Mm, mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Er.
Er,
Er.
er, er, er. Extra? You said it's extra? Latin for extra? Mm. Cause that is well done. That we everybody know them niggas is from Niggers is from
Mm.
Number.
Wow.
I don't care if it's ER, IR, UR, er. What's the sound? We talking about the sound. You know what I mean? What's er words.
Error.
Error.
It's on there twice.
Error, right. Was double negative?
Air or.
Air or. Air or. Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Remember,
Mm.
Yeah. But
Remember. Right.
I just,
consider.
Right.
so,
Number. Renumber, number.
Is re backwards, isn't it? E-R-R-E.
Right.
Remember. Oh,
Right. So,
member. Mem. Mem. So what's mem? Oh, this is
mind,
crazy.
oh, yo,
This is
mental,
rabbit hole. Yeah.
mind,
er,
mental.
so, memory. If it, because it's, think of it backwards, right? Memory. Mem, so mem, right? So
Er.
mem, what is mem?
Remind, mind. It means mental. It's mind and mental.
Right, mental. So all mem, you get that m. What is m? Mental, right? Well, it's like goes back to tones, musical tones. We're singing all this stuff. We're putting all this, figuring out like what these, ray. That's Ray member put back together the sun, realize who you are, remember, put it back together. It's decipher, decipher, decipher.
Mm.
Figure out the puzzle pieces. That doesn't fit, that fits, that fits. It's chemicals. That mixture, that mixture, that tincture, that tincture.
Here's something that's interesting. The suffixes ER, OR, and AR are used to turn verbs into nouns.
Well, you already know they're going to use these things to confuse us. So that I say, you say it's going into a noun, but they're not telling you the deeper part of that.
Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it. A person, place, or thing, right? So a verb is also a thing. You see what I'm saying? So it's still all connected. They ain't lose. You trying, but they trying, but it's like an adjective, an adverb, a pronoun, an adjective. The definitions to all of these different things. They're just syllables, right? All it's more words, more words, more words.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Look up all. If you break down, if you say a word, remember has 3 words in it. You see what I'm saying? Decipher has 3 words in it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Supercalifragilistic. That guy,
Yeah.
it's a whole bunch of words in the words.
Well,
Look,
yeah, my person's just gonna hold space and see what else comes up. Because it is an interesting concept, and we're just gonna just hold space and see how to do with this, if anything, moving forward. Because num and number, that's something there.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like yeah, on to something. Number. So
That herb is
wait
over
and see
here.
what the insight, what the upload comes. If we hold space. Yes, sir.
Right. Cause that wait, what did you say meant? It meant to change it into a
A
noun.
verb. That's one of them. Change a verb into a noun. Right.
Okay, it's
Right.
was there another one? Was there another like a because it's usually like four or five different.
Right. The suffix er functions predominantly as a noun agent. Hold on. Let's go back up. See what's um noun suffix. No er.
Oh, that's another one
Uh,
too.
yeah. It just gives like maybe Britain like other stuff. Not as direct or simple as that one.
Yeah,
But it took
that
a while.
it's funny
From
when you
Middle
said
High German er from old he it he she it they. That's dramatic, proto-dramatic. So
yeah.
yeah, that's why there's certain point is like, well, if it doesn't coming up fast, then this may not be our lane. It may not be,
Right.
you
That's
know, it
why
may not
it's
be something that,
when you said
you
the
know,
suffix, that's the fix. You see what I'm saying? They got the
yeah,
prefix, the suffix, you know what I mean? All kinds of fixes, fixed rate, fixed loans, you know. So it's like
right.
you like
Fix
get
your
them
hair,
set up
fix
right
your
there.
car.
Yeah. That's like that's
Yeah.
whole
All right. Well,
man.
the time is 1:11, and
11.
closing remarks, suggestions, anything, updates, something to even carry on the next strong. Anything we bring up next strong already. Whole idea being it, you're always open and see which way to flow. To choose how to move,
Yeah.
because God and the devil are both inside. Choose who's gonna come out.
In closing, I personally would just like to give thanks and continue on,
Yes, sir.
do our thing. Just happy to help and support however I can. Then next time maybe get into the Lapis Philosophorum.
Get off into what form?
The Lapis Philosophorum.
All right, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's for another time. That's a whole Lapis Philosophorum.
See that
It's like
motherfucker Tony, that bold man. See, that's the spiritual Dr. Doolittle. You look at him, they got a feather in his head, t-shirt on, you're gonna be what you Birdman. What's up with him? You listen to
you
him
know what
talk.
it
That
is. It's
mother,
just a term. It's just a
right?
term. It's a
We start talking, boy. He laid some shit on you.
it's,
Bridging all kind of gaps. That boy, it's not gonna be associated with such a divine being as yourself, bold master.
pleasure. I'm so thankful to. Thank you. Same. Right back to you.
Yeah,
I'm being lost for words because it's like just the whole experience. Everything that goes along with that is just like past experiences, different things, old rag, all these things. I saw Danny yesterday. It was so funny. I was like, wow, man, that was so crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's it, motherfucking journey, just having fun, showing up when spirits they show up and not when spirits they don't show up.
Yep.
Hmm.
Hey,
All right, we've been on for a while. See, there's somebody just joined on. Just called the tail end, baby. So get your, you know,
we
some deep breathing in and then enjoy the vibration.
get it
As
popping.
all that was said and unsaid, all the benefits, all the uploads is still right here. We just need to open up and, you know, you receive what you receive and how you receive it as we maintain receivership mode, simply breathing into the now.
Peace, brother.
Indeed. We out.
Thank you. See you later, Heart Happy Hour. See you next time. Soulful Sunday. Ashe. Ashe.